This is a mobility class, great for rotary athletes. All of these movements are based off the techniques that I learned from the great late osteopath, Dr. Voyer. Now, before you do any type of mobility, it's important to warm your body up. So I want you to go ahead and jog in place, jump on an elliptical or a bike, anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes just to break a sweat. Now let's get going. Now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a movement prep. I want you to take your feet wide. I want you to turn your toes in, put your hands on your pelvis, push the crown of your head to the ceiling, and let's go ahead and do 10 anterior and posterior pelvic tilts. So we're just going to go ahead and move the pelvis. It's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to tuck your tail, waistbands level around your body. Now we're going to do some spinal translations. I want you to put your left hand on your right shoulder, bring the right arm up along your side, palm facing the ceiling, and now we're going to translate the spine to the right, come back to neutral. Translate, come back to neutral. We're going to do that anywhere from 5 to 10 times. 6, 7. Each time try to go a little bit further. 9 and 10. And now let's go to the left. 1. Again, always start out short. And as you're doing the movements, you're going to go ahead and you're going to go further and further and further. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now, to make it golf specific, let's go ahead and keep the pelvis still. Turn your torso 45 degrees to the front of the room and translate on a 45-degree angle. 4, 5, each time trying to go a little bit further. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Come back to neutral. Turn your torso 45 degrees to the front of the room. 1, 2, and translate that spine. Feel like you're literally moving your belly button on a 45-degree angle. Your lower half is not moving at all. 8, 9, and 10. And let's do one more translation. Let's keep the tail tucked. Turn your torso 30 degrees to the back of the room and translate on a 30-degree angle. 3, 4, each time trying to go a little bit further. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And now let's turn 30 degrees to the back of the room to the left. Go 1. Again, start out short on the translations and always trying to move just a tiny bit further. Make sure your waistband stays level around your body. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now we're going to move into a 4-part side bend. We're going to translate, we're going to side bend, we're going to unside bend, we're going to translate. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Translate, side bend, unside bend, translate. Translate, side bend, unside bend, translate. If you want to take it further, translate, reach over your head, side bend, unside bend, translate, and then translate, side bend, unside bend, translate. Now from here, what we're going to do is we're going to go into positive and negative torsion. Bring your feet underneath you, fingertips behind your ears. I want you to roll down, meet your knee, and come up. Roll down and up. We're doing positive torsion, which is flexion and rotation happening at the same time. And when we come up, we're doing extension and rotation happening at the same time. Now on each of these techniques, I try to do anywhere from 5 to 10 each. That's 7, 8, 8. If you want to go further, don't pick up your knee quite as far. 9, and one more time. And 10. And now from here, we're going to finish the warm-up with 2 things. We're going to do a little bit of an active shoulder movement. We're going to go ahead and we're going to bring your arms out to the side. You're going to press up in the letter Y, press above your head, press in front, bend your elbows, open, come back to neutral, reach up behind your back, come back to neutral, reach up behind your back, come back to neutral. Again, press into a Y, press above your head, push your arms in front, bend your elbows, open your arms further, reach up behind your back further, reach up behind your back further, and let's do that one more time. press into a Y, press above your head, press in front of you, bend your elbows, full external rotation, come back to neutral, full internal rotation, come back to neutral, and full internal rotation and come back to neutral. And now let's warm up the knees and the ankles by bringing the feet and the knees together. And you can start with some small counterclockwise circles, getting bigger and bigger and bigger. You can squat down lower, work your way back up, switch directions, small circles, getting bigger. Let those knees roll, let those ankles roll, work your way back up, and maybe finish with some figure eights, deep to the front, shallow to the back, deep to the front, and shallow to the back. Now we've done our non-articular warm-up. Now we're ready to go into our movement class. All right, now our first exercise is for proprioception of the navicular bone of the foot. The navicular bone is the big biomechanical boss of the foot. So to do this particular exercise, you want to hold on to something that is not moving. That's mandatory. Now we're going to get set. I want you to go ahead and push the cuboid into the floor. So you're going to push the outside arch into the floor. You're going to push the inside of the heel into the floor, and all you're going to do is you're going to pick up the big toe. Now from here, you're going to bring the left leg up and bring it across your body like you're the Heisman Trophy winner. You're going to lock your knee, you're going to tuck your tail, and now I want you to lean forward like you're a skier going down a hill. Now here we go. We're going to do this for 1 minute. I'm going to start my watch, and we got the minute going. And now I want you to go ahead and balance. So the goal is while you're doing this, that your foot is wobbling all over the place. Okay? Now, while I'm doing this, we're going to talk about the points again. You're pushing the cuboid down to the floor, which is the outer arch. You're pushing the inside heel into the floor, and you're holding up the big toe. The knee is locked, your tail is tucked, the left leg is up across your body, your arms are up here to help you balance, and you're leaning forward slightly. Now here's the factor of progression. The better you get, you see how I'm talking and I'm getting better? If you start getting to the point where you're not wobbling, all you do is you bring your hands down along your side. Once that gets so easy that you're not wobbling anymore, your next progression is to close your eyes. I'm not going to even try that because I'm going to fall over. So you're going to do that for 1 minute. And again, this is for the proprioception of the navicular bone. Keep going. And my foot is getting really tired. That's 1 minute. Put the foot down. Let me hit stop. And we're going to do the other side. Again, push the cuboid down. Pick up the big toe. Push the inside heel down to the floor. Lock the knee, bring the right leg up, bring it across your body like you're a Heisman Trophy winner, tuck the tail, and let's go ahead and get our 1 minute going. And when you're ready, here you go. 1 minute of balancing. Whew, I'm hard on this side. Now go ahead and check in with your points. Big toe up, inside heel pushed into the floor, outer arch pushed into the floor, your knee is locked, your tail is tucked, and you're leaning forward slightly like you're a skier going down a ski slope. Remember your factors of progression. If this is easy with your arms up here, you're then going to bring your arms down along your side. If that's easy, you're then going to close your eyes and try to do it. But I think I'm just going to stick right here in my comfort zone. So keep working for 1 minute. Again, this is proprioception of the navicular bone. Again, the navicular bone is so important for mobility because it's the biomechanical boss of the foot. Keep working. Couple more seconds. Okay, and down. Okay, the next movement we're going to do is for the pelvic floor. Okay, moving on to a global dynamic normalization for the pelvis and the pelvic floor. This is done in 5-second increments and typically bouts of 5 repetitions each. For the camera, I'm going to do 2 on each side. So here we go. We're going to start by bringing the leg up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you're going to go ahead and go down to the floor for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cross the leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And sit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And down. And we switch sides. Back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll turn sideways. Down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cross the leg. 2, 3, 4, 5. And sit. 2, 3, 4, 5. And back up. 2, 3, 4, 5. And down. Again, I'll do one more time on each side. Up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down. 2, 3, 4, 5. Up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Cross. 2, 3, 4, 5. Down. 2, 3, 4, 5. And up. 2, 3, 4, 5. And down. Switch. Up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And down. 2, 3, 4, 5. And back up. 2, 3, 4, 5. And cross. 2, 3, 4, 5. And sit. 2, 3, 4, 5. And up. 2, 3, 4, 5. And down. Now we're going to do a direct torsion. I absolutely love this particular movement for the posterior sling. Kneeling on both your knees, bring your arms up in front of you. You're going to turn your body fully to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you're going to sit. And everybody's different on this. I can't sit as deep because of my knees, but you're going to try to sit back on your right butt cheek. Sit back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come up. 2, 3, 4, 5. And come back to the middle. Go to the opposite side. Turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sit onto your left butt cheek. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And up. 2, 3, 4, 5. And back to the middle. Again, you should typically do rounds of 5. I'm going to do 2 for the camera. Turn to the left as far as you can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sit back on your right butt cheek. 2, 3, 4, 5. Up. 2, 3, 4, 5. And back to the middle. And one more time to the right. Turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sit onto your left butt cheek. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And up. 2, 3, 4, 5. And back to the middle. Now we're going to do a myofascial stretch of the psoas, a very powerful stretch. This muscle, as you know, attaches inside the femur and attaches on all the anterior part of the lumbar spine, including the disc. So let's get this one set up right. Let's go ahead and bring the right thigh up in front of you. Left thigh is down. We're going to be stretching the left psoas. I want you to be able to see your whole entire foot in your peripheral vision. I want you to bring your forearm on your thigh. I want you to bring your hand straight down to the floor like you're being knighted by the queen. Now, step number 1, we're going to take that left knee. We're going to kick it out like a kickstand on a bicycle. Step number 2, we're going to bring that ankle out to bring a full internal rotation of the left femur. Now, the most important thing we're going to do now is we're going to tuck the tail. You're going to tuck the tail. You're going to come up away from the floor, crown of the head to the ceiling, chin is in, eyes are down. I'm going to start my timer for 30 seconds. Spider-Man, and now I'm going to bring my pelvis all the way forward. And the last thing I want you to do is in your brain, I want you to push your knee down into the floor like you're dislocating your left hip out of its socket. We're going to hold and breathe for 30 seconds. The more you tuck your tail, the more you're going to feel that in your psoas. Keep pushing, keep breathing. This left arm is strong. I'm pushing it into the camera. That's the lat, that's the fascia of the latissimus dorsi. Keep pushing that palm, keep spreading the fingers. Okay, that's 30 seconds. Slowly unwind. And now let's switch sides. Right knee down, left leg up in front of you. You should be able to see your entire foot in your peripheral vision. Kick the right knee out, step number 1. Right ankle out, step number 2. Step number 3, tuck the tail. Come away from the floor. Get my 30 seconds going. Spider-Man, bring the entire pelvis forward. Now feel like you're dislocating your right hip by pushing your knee down into the floor. Hold and breathe for 30 seconds. Keep pushing and keep breathing. Try to slow down your breathing during stretching. Try to breathe in for 2 seconds. and try to breathe out for 4 seconds. Try not to hyperventilate while you're breathing because the muscles, the fascia, the soft tissue will tend to spasm and tighten down. Last second. Now slowly relax. And that's the myofascial stretch of the psoas. Now we're going to go after the myofascial stretch for the obturator internus. This is a real powerful rotator muscle. We're going to go in the 90-90 position. I want you to bring your front thigh straight out at 90, knee at 90, back thigh straight out from your body, knee at 90. If you feel this in the medial collateral ligament of your right knee, just bend the knee a little bit more. Now from here, take your left hand, prop yourself up as tall as possible. Push the crown of the head to the ceiling, push the left knee down to the floor, and feel like you're trying to sink your right sit bone down into the floor. Now I'm going to get my 30 seconds going. What you want to do is you want to turn your belly button over your back leg, spread the fingers, pull the wrist back, play Spider-Man. And now in my brain, I feel like I'm trying to take my belly button, turning it over my back leg, and bringing it forward. And then the money move is I want you to pretend like you're going to dislocate your right hip out of its socket by pushing your right knee away from you. Hold and breathe for 30 seconds. During that 30 seconds, you're pushing the left knee down to the floor. You're trying to sink that right sit bone in closer to the floor. Keep going tall, nice and erect. Once the 30 seconds is up, slowly relax. And let's switch sides. Now we're going to bring the right foot out, right knee in front of you. Thigh at 90, knee at 90. Back thigh straight out from your body, knee at 90. Prop yourself up as tall as possible. Push the right knee down. Sink the left sit bone into the floor. Turn your belly button over your back leg. I'm tighter on this side. And now bring your belly button forward over this back leg. And now feel like you're dislocating your left hip out of its socket by driving your knee that way. Hold and breathe for 30 seconds. Keep going tall. Chest is up. Push the crown of the head to the ceiling. The chin is in. The eyes are down. Push the right knee into the floor. Keep sinking your left sit bone into the floor closer. Keep reaching, keep going. See if you can go a little bit further. And now slowly relax. And that's the myofascial stretch of the obturator internus. Now we're going to go with a global postural stretch of the lumbothoracic junction. Lumbothoracic junction is so important for rotation because that's where the transition joint begins, where the body begins to rotate. So lying on your side, I want you to bring your bottom leg straight out from your body. So legs at 0. I want you to bring the top leg, and I want you to bring the thigh at 45 degrees and the knee at 90. And if you want, you can take the bottom or the bottom leg and to hold down the top leg, or you can just rest the top leg like this. But the key is this knee is a fixed point. It can't move. It has to stay exactly where it is. Now put your fingertips behind your ears. I'm going to get my 30 seconds going. And now I want you to crunch forward, give yourself some credit. And now I want you to open up into negative torsion. And you're going to push the top elbow away from you. And every time you breathe out, you feel like you're sinking the right shoulder closer and closer to the floor. Chin is in, eyes are down. Keep that right knee down on the floor and keep trying to open up further and further and further. You're pushing your top elbow back away from you. Remember, slow down your breathing when you're stretching. Try to breathe in for 2 and out for 4. That's the 30 seconds. Slowly come out of that position. And now turn on your other side. Again, the bottom leg is straight at 0. Top leg is at 45 degrees. Knee is at 90. And now, give me my 30 seconds. Crunch forward. Give yourself some credit. And now open up your body into negative torsion. So negative torsion, remember, is extension and rotation happening at the same time. Every time you breathe out, see if you can get that top shoulder closer and closer and closer to the floor. Keep driving that top elbow away from you. If you want, you can drive your right heel of that straight leg away from you and breathe. Remember, keep this knee down on the floor. That's your fixed point. That's the 30 seconds. Slowly relax. And that's the global postural stretch of the thoracolumbar junction. Now we're going to go after a positive global postural stretch targeting the thoracolumbar junction as well. Now on this one, you're going to go ahead and go down on the floor. Your top leg is straight out from your body. Pull the big toe toward the nose. Your bottom thigh is at 90, knees at 90. Now take your time and slowly get your chest facing the ground. Put your hands in a push-up position, and if you can, you're gonna lower your chest down to the floor. I'm gonna get my 30 seconds, and now you're gonna bring your arms above your head, and you're gonna push your arms away from you, push your left heel away from you, and every time you breathe out, you're trying to get your left pec closer and closer and closer to the floor. So I'm turning my torso to the right, and breathe. Breathe in for 2, and out for 4. I'm trying to push my palms away from me. I'm pushing my left heel away from me, and I'm turning my torso as far as I can to the right. Hold and breathe for 30 seconds. That's the 30 seconds. Go ahead and switch sides. I'm gonna flip on my left side. Top thigh straight from my body. Bottom thigh at 90, knee at 90. Slowly get your torso facing down to the ground. And now bring your arms up overhead. Spread the fingers, pull the wrist back. Get your chin down on the ground, and now push your palms away from you, push your right heel away from you, and you're literally trying to get your right pec, your right armpit as close to the ground as you can by turning to the left. So we did the previous stretch in negative torsion, and now we're doing this stretch in positive torsion, which is flexion and rotation. That's 30 seconds. Slowly relax, and that's the positive global postural stretch targeting the thoracolumbar junction. Now let's get the pec stretched out. Let's go down on the belly. We're gonna do the myofascial stretch for the pec major. Put your chest on the floor. Go ahead and just straighten your legs and let your feet turn in. We're gonna stretch the left pec major first. So bring that arm at about a 45-degree angle, palm on the floor. Bring your right hand like you're gonna do a push-up. Put your left cheek on the ground. And now what I want you to do is I want you to get your left armpit as close to the ground as you can. Turn the palm up to the ceiling, full external rotation. Spread the fingers, pull the wrist back, and now keeping your cheek on the ground, pretend like you're gonna do a little half push-up where you're trying to roll over onto your back. And now we're gonna hold and breathe for 30 seconds. Remember, keep that left armpit really close to the ground. Try to keep turning your arm into full external rotation. Spread the fingers, pull the wrist back. And now if you want to do the big money move in your brain, push your left palm away from you. Oh, that magnifies the stretch by 10. Last 5 seconds. And now very slowly relax. And now we're going to switch sides. So left hand like you can do a push-up. Right hand, 45-degree angle. Cheek on the ground. Get your right armpit as close to the ground as you can. And now turn external rotation. Spread the fingers, pull the wrist back. Keeping the cheek on the ground. Now do a little half push-up. And the clock starts now for 30 seconds. And remember, if you want to do that money move, pretend like you're going to dislocate your right shoulder out of its socket by gently pushing your right palm away from you. Keep that right armpit as close to the ground as you can. Keep the cheek on the ground. Keep your chin tucked, keep your eyes down. Keep pushing, keep breathing. And remember, slow down your breathing. In for 2 and out for 4. Last 5 seconds. And slowly relax. And that's the myofascial stretch of the pec major. Now we're gonna integrate the cervical spine, the scapula, and the humerus, doing the cervical scapulohumeral global dynamic normalization. Now, you don't have to sit the way that I'm sitting, although this is extremely challenging. You can do this sitting in a chair as well. So sitting on your butt, knees at 90, I want you to erect your spine as tall as you can. Chin is in, eyes are down. Now take your hands, clasp them like this, and here we go. We're gonna push the palms forward. And now we're gonna squeeze the shoulder blades together. And now we're gonna let the elbows bend. The elbows are higher than the wrist. Turn the palms up to the ceiling, push up to the ceiling. Now, without the head moving forward at all, bring your hands behind your head as far as they'll go. Push back up to the ceiling. Come right down in front of your eyes, elbows higher than the wrists, and push straight back out again. That's 1. You're going to do that 5 times. I'm going to do 2 for the camera. Push, squeeze the shoulder blades. Let the elbows bend. They go higher than the wrist. Push the palms up to the ceiling. Push, push, push. Now again, let your hands come behind your head. Maybe this time you can go a little bit further. Push the palms back up to the ceiling. Let the elbows come in front of your eyes, elbows higher than the wrist, and push back out again. That's 2. I want you to do that for 5 rounds. That is the global dynamic normalization of the cervical scapulohumeral. All right, now we're going to move into some ELDOA. Now, the first ELDOA that I'm choosing is T12L1. Remember, that's the transition joint from the lumbar to the thoracic spine. So sitting on your butt, I want you to bend the left knee straight up to 90. Do not let the heel cross the midline of the body. Let that leg flop open. The knee is bent, so the little toe is going to go toward your nose. Hold on to your shin so you don't have to work yet. The right leg is straight, so we're going to internally rotate the leg. We're going to pull the big toe toward the nose. And now we're going to slide that leg out at a 45-degree angle. Right hand is going to go on your thigh, palm facing the ceiling. You're going to frontalize your shoulder blades nice and square. Now, I'm going to get my 1 minute going. 1 minute ELDOA. I'm going to hit the timer. Go tall. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to bring both arms out in front of you, Spider-Man. I want you to bring both arms up to the ceiling, push, and now release that right arm down. And we're going to work for 1 minute. Now, during the ELDOA, use your breathing. Breathe in for 2 seconds and get taller. Breathe out for 4 seconds and do not get shorter. Now, while you're doing this ELDOA, I feel like my right heel is being pushed away from me, so my right leg is active. My left arm is definitely active. My right arm is passive, and my left leg is passive. Make sure you're sitting equal in your 2 sit bones. Let's go ahead and breathe in for 2, get taller. Breathe out for 4 and don't get shorter. Now, where I want you to focus on this ELDOA is I want you to focus like your rib cage is being lifted up off of your pelvis. Eyes are straight ahead and you're gazing down to the floor. The chin is in, the face is relaxed, and it's so much fun. Make sure you're smiling. Keep pushing the palm to the ceiling. Spread those fingers, pull the wrist back. A few more seconds, that's 1 minute. Bring that arm in front of you. Keep the erect spine. Grab your shin, go even taller. Slowly relax your spine. Give yourself a few second break, shake your legs out, bend the right knee to 90, let that leg flop open, little toe goes to the nose, right femur or left femur internally rotated, big toe to the nose, slide that leg out at a 45-degree angle, make sure you're sitting equal on your sit bones, left palm on your thigh, palm facing the ceiling, square your shoulders, chin is in, eyes are down, and here we go, we're going to do 1 minute. Here we go, Spider-Man, Spider-Man. You're turning into Charles Atlas, you're holding up the world. And now you're gonna release that left arm down and you're gonna work for 1 minute. Breathe in for 2 seconds. Feel yourself get taller. Breathe out for 4 seconds, do not get shorter. What do I mean by feel yourself get taller? When we all breathe in, we all get taller physiologically. So feel like when you breathe in, the crown of your head is getting closer to the ceiling, your palm is getting closer to the ceiling. And when you breathe out, do not let yourself lose that new height that you've gained. Again, the left leg is active. You can see I'm shaking. I'm pushing my left heel away from me. My right leg is passive. My left arm is passive. And my right arm is very active. Chin is in, eyes are down. See if you can go a little bit further. Get taller. Breathe out for 4. Don't get shorter. Keep going. We're almost done. Keep reaching. You can go a little further every time. I know you can. Okay, that's 1 minute. Bring that arm in front, grab the shin, go even taller, and slowly relax your spine. And that is the T12L1 ELDOA. All right, now we're going to go into that T18-9 ELDOA. T18-9 is the epicenter of rotation, amazing for golf, but also a very difficult ELDOA. Legs are straight. Bend your right leg and your left leg to 90. That's the minimum. The better you are, the closer your heels come to your butt. And then looking down, put a fist width between your feet and a fist width between your knees. Hold on to your knees. Feel your right and left sit bone. Make sure you're sitting in the middle. Push your tailbone into the earth. Push the crown of the head of the ceiling. The chin is in, eyes are down. I'm going to start my minute timer. Spider-Man, Spider-Man. And from here, let's hold up the world and push. Breathe in for 2. Get taller. Breathe out for 4. Do not get shorter. You're going to feel this right below the apex of the shoulder blades. That's roughly your T18-9. And again, that's where we have the most amount of rotation in the thoracic spine. So it's really important to keep this T18-9 open. And also, too, as far as your posture goes, there is no better movement for your posture than the T18-9 ELDOA, I promise you. Breathe in for 2. Get a little bit taller. Breathe out for 4. Don't get shorter. Keep going. Make sure you spread those fingers. Make sure you pull the wrist back. You're trying to touch the tips of the palms to the ceiling. You're trying to touch the crown of your head to the ceiling. Keep going, we're almost done. You can go a little bit further. Try to keep that fist width between the knees, the fist width between the feet. Keep pushing, keep breathing. A little bit more. And that's your minute. Bring your arms down in front of you. Keep the spine erect. Grab your knees, go even taller. And now very slowly relax your spine. That's your T89 ELDOA. All right, now we're going after rib 10 ELDOA. Probably the most difficult ELDOA there is. And I'm picking this one because if you can get really proficient at this, you're going to do yourself a lot of good. If we can gain just 1 degree of rotation at the ribs, we can gain 12 degrees of rotation to the right and 12 degrees of rotation to the left. So now the rib 10 ELDOA is extremely difficult. If you feel like you can't hold it for a minute, that's okay. Keep working up on this because this puts you in the frontal plane where most of us are weak. So kneeling on your knees, let's go ahead and bring the right leg out along your side. When you look down, the right heel should be in line with your left knee. Now push the crown of your head to the ceiling. You're going to tuck the tail. Your spine is nice and straight. I'm going to go ahead and start the timer because this one is no joke. And now I want to put my hands underneath my rib cages. Now I want to open up as far as I can, like I feel like I'm going to tip over. And now Spider-Man, and I'm going to go Spider-Man above my head, and I'm pushing. Both my arms are pushing really hard. I want you to do this in front of a mirror so that you can see your head and that you can see that your head's in line with your spine. Keep pushing, keep breathing, and boy, am I shaking. I want you to push that left arm really strong. I want you to push that right arm really strong. I want you to drive your right heel away from you. Keep your chin in, keep your eyes down. Keep going, keep working. Every time you breathe in, see if you can push that right arm further away from you and that left arm further away from you, and breathe out and maintain. Keep working. Come on, minute timer, let's go. Keep driving that arm. As you notice, I stopped talking so much. When that minute goes up, okay, there goes the minute. Now bring your hands underneath your ribs. Help yourself back up to neutral. Go ahead and put your leg down. Give yourself a quick second because we got to do the other side now. So go ahead and bring that left leg out along your side. Again, left heel should be in line with your right knee. Tuck the tail. Push the crown of your head to the ceiling. The chin is in. Here we go. I'm going to start the timer. Hands underneath the rib cage. Open up as far as you can before you feel like you're literally going to tip over. Chin is in, eyes are down. Spider-Man that bottom arm. Spider-Man that top arm above your head. Your arm should be in line with your head. You do not want to see a hump right here. This should be down. And again, use a mirror so that you can make sure that your head's in alignment with your spine. Hold and breathe for 1 minute. Again, try to breathe in for 2 and out for 4. Push that left heel away from you. Push that left palm away from you. You're making a perfect line from your arm all the way down your leg. Honestly, with the rib ELDOA, it's the bottom arm, that rib side that you're actually working. So it's my bottom arm that needs to be equally as strong as my top arm. Keep the chin in. Keep your head in alignment with your spine. And breathe. Keep working. There's my minute. Bring your hands underneath your ribs. Help yourself up. Give yourself a pat on the back. That's your rib 10 ELDOA. All right, now we're going to go after the global postural stretch of the thoracic cage. We've opened the joints with the ELDOA, and now we can go after the soft tissue. So this is 3 movements. It's a global postural stretch. We're going to start with flexion in the sagittal plane. I'm sitting on a bench. You can do this sitting on the floor. Spread the legs wide to fix your pelvis. Push the crown of the head to the ceiling. The chin is in, the eyes are down. I'm going to start my timer for 30 seconds. Bring my arms out in front. Spread the fingers, pull the wrist back. And now, pushing the palms forward, I just want you to push your thoracic cage straight back. Now, in your brain, you're increasing the distance between the tip of your palm and your thoracic spine. You're going to do this 1 time for 30 seconds. Every time I breathe out, I feel like I'm trying to increase the distance between the tips of my palms and my thoracic spine. Chin is in, my eyes are down. I'm opening all of the T-spine. If I bring my arms up, it will work lower in the thoracic spine. If I bring my arms down, it'll work upper in the thoracic spine. Now that we've done flexion in the sagittal plane, we're going to do side bend in the frontal plane. Now this one I typically will do anywhere from 1 to 3 times. I'm going to do it 1 time for the camera. So again, sitting tall. Now I want you to bring your left hand on top of your head, like with your palm facing the ceiling. And then I want you to bring the right arm along your side, Spider-Man. Now pretend like you're drilling an axle through your sternum. You're going to drive the left elbow to the ceiling. You're going to drive your right palm down to the floor. Now in my brain, I'm going to drive my ribs out of my body laterally. And I feel that all through my ribs on this side. Drive the elbow to the ceiling, push the palm down to the floor. Why am I doing side bend for rotation? Because in the coupled movements of the spine, side bend and rotation, they occur together. Keep pushing that elbow to the ceiling, keep pushing the palm down to the floor, slowly relax. And now let's switch sides. Right palm on top of the head, Spider-Man the left arm alongside your body. Drive the right elbow to the ceiling, drive the left palm down to the floor. Keep pushing, keep breathing. Now feel like you're taking your ribs on the right and drive them out of your body to the right. Hold and breathe for 30 seconds. Keep the chin in, keep the eyes down. The more you drive that right elbow to the ceiling, the more you're going to be opening the ribs on this side. Keep pushing, keep breathing. That's my 30 seconds. I'm going to slowly relax. Now again, I would repeat that one probably another time or 2. Now we're going to go on what everybody wants. They want rotation, the transverse plane. So on this one, you're going to bring your arms in front of you. You're going to turn the palm down and you're going to pull the bow like you're pulling a bow and arrow. Now this arm is going to go slightly higher than your wrist. The left arm, if it's in neutral, it works the middle part of your thoracic spine. If you drop it below neutral, it works the upper part of your thoracic spine. And if you bring it above neutral, it works the lower part of your thoracic spine. This arm always does the same. For the purpose of the video, I'm going to keep my arm in neutral. So here we go. Give my 30 seconds. I'm going to pull the bow. And now for 30 seconds, every time I breathe out, I feel like I'm increasing the distance between my right elbow and my left palm. I'm really opening my thoracic cage into rotation. The reason the elbow is above the wrist is because that locks the shoulder blade and it doesn't cause just the motion to happen at the scapular complex. So keep pushing. Every time you breathe out, try to go a little bit further. Keep your spine nice and straight. That's 30 seconds. Slowly relax and switch sides. Palm up and go and push. Now for me, I'm a right-handed golfer. I'd be going into my backswing. Make sure you're doing this in front of a mirror to keep your spine nice and straight. And every time you breathe out, let's see if we can increase the distance between my right palm and my left elbow. Keep pushing and keep reaching. Keep going a little bit further, see if you can open up even further. And slowly relax. Now that's the rotation in the transverse plane. For sure, I would do each one 3 times. When you do 3 times, the first time you feel the movement, the second time you go a little bit further, and then the third time you kind of really go after it. And that's the global postural stretch of the thoracic cage. All right, now we're gonna end the class with the L5S1 ELDOA. So you need a wall. You're going to go ahead and put your butt cheeks up against the wall, spin around. Make sure both your butt cheeks are touching the wall equally, and you want your feet anywhere from 10 to 12 inches apart. Now you're going to go ahead and lie your spine back down on the floor. Your chin is in, your eyes are looking down on the wall. If you can't get your legs straight right away, that's okay. Take some time and it eventually will happen. Now, once you get your head down, your legs are straight, we're going to go ahead and turn the kneecaps in. We're going to pull the big toes down toward the nose. You're going to play Spider-Man. I'm going to get my minute going, and you're going to bring your arms up overhead as far as you can comfortably, and you're going to push the palms away from you, and now you're going to drive your heels to the ceiling without your low back coming away from the floor. And during this minute, you're just going to keep checking in with the different parts of your body. Number 1, can you look down further on the wall? Number 2, can you maybe turn your kneecaps in more? Number 3, can you pull your big toes down towards your nose more? Number 4, can you push your palms away from you more? Number 5, can you get your heels closer to the ceiling without your low back coming away from the floor? Keep your belly relaxed. Breathe in through the nose. and out through the nose. Keep pushing, keep breathing, and just check in with those parts over and over during that minute. Keep working. Turn those kneecaps in more. Pull those big toes down toward your nose more. Maybe you look down on the wall a little bit more. Push those palms away from you a little bit more. There goes our minute timer. Now you're slowly going to relax your arms. Now see if you can just relax your feet. Let your knees turn out and let your knees bend. And now push yourself away from the wall. And whenever you do any type of class, whether it's mobility or whether it's strength training, you should always try to restore your breathing. And we're going to take a second and we're just going to do a little diaphragm awareness. Put one hand on your belly, put one hand on your chest. I want you to breathe in slowly through the nose, fill up your belly. Hold your breath, push it up to the chest, make your chest expand, push it back down to your belly, and breathe out. Let's do that one more time. Breathe into the belly. Make your belly expand. Hold your breath. Push it up to your chest. Make your chest expand. Push it back down to your belly. Make your belly expand. And now breathe out. Now let's reverse that process. Breathe into the chest only. Hold your breath. Push it down to the belly. Bring it back up to the chest. And breathe out. And let's do that one more time. Breathe into the chest. Hold your breath. Push it down to the belly. Bring it back up to the chest. And breathe out. And let's finish with the proper way. Breathe into the belly. Hold your breath. Push it up to the chest. Push it back down to the belly. And breathe out. Now try to focus just on diaphragm breathing. And when you feel like you're ready, I want you to roll over onto your belly. And you're going to stand up. And how you're going to stand up is you're going to bring one foot in front, bring the other foot in front, and roll yourself up from the base. And this concludes the mobility program for rotation.